Alrighty guys, welcome to a little bit of in-house action here with our boys and girls from mainly Division S level play here in Europe. We're gonna talk about all that stuff in just a second, but let's introduce our teams first. Obviously on the blues, no real team names this time, but on the blue side we have X-Ray on Malfurion, we have Lauban Johanna, Nick on Hanzo, and we have Blade on Imperius and Tai on Nezebo. And on the red side, Galne Gulnar on Chromie, Masquerade on Tyrael, Banana H on Rega, Dequaza on Blaze, and Hazu on Reyna. So yeah, no actual set teams in this one, so full European in-house, and yeah, the guys have a ranking and everything. I'm not quite sure if that is all public, but if it's so, then I will link it in the YouTube video description as well once that this goes up. I've been playing quite a bit of this as far as I know already, but we haven't really covered any of it just yet. But since especially Division S is a bit on a break before we're heading into the playoffs now, and since it's not quite sure what's going to happen after season number 2, if there will be a third season, I expect that we're going to cast a little bit more of this in the future. It's also going to be nice to see some of those guys, you know, just play together in mixed teams right now. But definitely going to be a lot of fun here. So as all of this starts up already, when it comes to the draft at least, we have a Nezebo set up for Tai on the blue team side, which is kind of cool in and of itself. Thing of the Deep still taken as the level 1 talent here. Whereas on the red team side, we have for the front line the oldie but goldie combo with Tyrael and Blaze. So you have the layered defenses of the Sanctification plus also Bunker later on in the game. It's actually pretty sweet. And as it stands, you're already seeing the two of them, of course, prepping for the objective, and that's gonna be when we're having the level 10 abilities come through for sure. Once that we're getting that far into the game, and it allows you to just stand so much longer on the checkpoint when you have the Sanctification to drop during the team fight, when Blaze can even prolong the entire position that you have there through the bunker. Of course, for Jimmy, no other choice than ace in the hole on level 1. Nothing that shocks us here. But Tai is already stacking up pretty quickly. And I mean, Thing of the Deep as a talent makes you incredibly safe. Nice trap here against Hazu. Tai comes in again, wants the kill, but instead he falls as he gets flanked. Well played by the red team. Nicely done by them. And in this case, we already have the first kill now. Slight lead for the red team. But of course, Nezebo is going to unleash a lot of his power level later on. With a small advantage that they now have, there's the immediate move straight up into the top. And they're grabbing another item and they get the kill against Malfurion. Nicely done here. Yeah, very well executed. That's 2 kills against 0. And here we go. Yeah, in-house games were actually a bit of a thing that we had in the past as well in Heroes. It was before HGC was created by Blizzard, and of course in a lot of other MOBAs you have that too. One of the main reasons why you want to have it in Heroes is of course because Storm League is a total shit show, and matchmaking in Heroes is just total ass and never has been really great. So in this case, when you have a working in-house setup, then you are at least guaranteed to have a certain standard in the games that you play, and that allows them to just move away from the standard ladder, which is, as we've now been saying for like 5 years, just absolute garbage. It's pretty much quick match with the draft. But especially in the post-HGC era. So as all of this comes in, here comes the real fight now. First one on objective number 1, 2 kills against 0, and the hits keep coming as they're trying to take Blade down. He's already a bit isolated from the rest of the team. There's no level 7 just yet, but Imperius is in trouble. Turns it around though with a really nice connect and the double stun against the front line, nearly leading to a kill on Tyrael and Blaze. Not quite happening. But it was close. And the jet propulsion. Yeah, Blaze and Imperius both very eager to connect these stuns and open up an opportunity for the rest of the team to secure another kill. So far we've only seen 2 in this game, but here's the level 7 talents now that give the red team a lead. And let's see what they can actually pull off with that. We have first of all Cleanse, of course, in. Proper greeting for the Chromester. By now 59 stacks actually for Nezebo, so he's really getting there. The extra damage in particular, of course, quite important for Tai. And especially on this map, where you oftentimes reach the late game, which is of course one of the main reasons why you want to play Nezebo here in the first place, if you play him anywhere, that is, of course. Nick in trouble, and he is down. He's not alone though. He has the second kill against Malfurion, so that's 4 kills against 0 for the red team and the Protector to boot. Big lead now for the boys in red. Yeah, it's a very nice setup that they have here, of course. By now we are looking at Hazops just shitting the shit out of the towers here. But the Protector is moving in, taking the Fountain down. Doesn't really bother too much with the fort here, and instead is now starting to rotate towards the top to do the exact same thing here too. The 3-2-3 moment as X-Ray pauses the game and just holds it for a moment. So not quite sure what's wrong on their end. But now that we have the entire rotation towards the top, let's see how this is going to work out. The goal is always to take the Fountain down, because objective number 2 is spawning topside. And if you take your opponent's Fountain out, you still have your own fallback option over here that gives you a lead in this fight. It's one of the unfortunate things about Volskaya Foundry, actually. The problem here is that you always know where the next objective spawns. So that makes the entire the game plan pretty much for the map very scripted. After the fight in the middle for the first objective, you're trying to prepare for the top by taking the Fountain down here. And then when you win objective number 2, it's pretty much a question of how far ahead you are. Do you have a talent lead over your opponent with level 16 talents versus level 13? Then you normally try to go straight up for the keep. If you don't really think that you have a chance to take the keep itself down, then normally with the second objective, you will see the teams rotate down to the bottom of the map to prepare for objective number 3 right here by doing the exact same. Take the opponent's Fountain down, drop the wall, if you can, get the fort, and just prepare so you always have a lead. Outside of that, when we're talking about Volskaya Foundry, item control is absolute paramount, so you're trying to get as many items as you can to give yourself a lead over the opponent's team in those fights. And as we actually could see, the red team didn't have to drop all of their items in the last encounter there either, so that's already a really nice push for them. Now Galna Gulnar still sitting topside here. And now that the Protector is moving in, as you can note, we have still 40 seconds left and 93%. Since we are still seeing 2 heroes, Imperius, it's the reason why the game is paused, because Blade apparently dropped, and also Tai at the bot lane, and those 2 over here haven't rotated up top yet either. The problem is definitely that we are going to have very likely not only the wall but also the Fountain destroyed, since it doesn't really seem like the blue team is going to be able to get enough heroes towards the top in order to control that Protector and take it down in time. So generally speaking, blue team is in trouble. They have currently 0 kills against 4. We're looking at right now, especially in terms of damage, still at Hanzo dropping quite a lot of it. But it's really Nazeebo that they're waiting for at this point. Nazeebo needs to try and get into the later stages of the game here, and Tai, as you can tell, is already at 73 on the Voodoo Ritual on level 1. Now, first of all, that allows him to get the additional spell power out. He already has the plus 5%, but he would really love to get that additional 5, make it 10, and the goal is always to bring him into the late game where he can use the Vial Infection to then really get the damage out. At this point, it's more so about getting the minion stacks than anything else. His level 4 is, of course, going to boost then also his hit point and mana pool, but generally speaking, the way this game is going, their objective will be delay the game, prolong it as much as you can, try to bring it into the late game, and really just allow Nazeebo to shine there and attempt to get a few kills before that. And one of the tools that they definitely will have, especially around the second objective, is also, of course, their level 10 abilities. They have Hanzo's Arrow with the stun, X-Ray with the roots on the ground, can always follow up with an additional stun, and thanks to Imperius, they have another stun setup. They have Johanna, which can lead with a Blessed Shield. We'll have to Iron Skin out of there. Apparently it wasn't cooldown, Lauba in trouble even. But if they get all of these stuns connected, and then in addition to that, also have Nazeebo with the zombie wall, they can actually really lock a target down into oblivion for a long time and get those kills. So despite the fact that the red team is currently walking away with a big lead here, after level 10, it could be a very different picture. But as you can tell, the early game doesn't go really well for the blue team by any means right now. So they are in trouble. Lauba is already in danger of being taken down, and yes, that Protector is not fucking around. Goes in, gets the hit, and that's that. Bit of a flank attempt here for just a second. Quasar's coming in now too. Malfurion is in trouble. X-Ray, the Wolf comes in for the bite, even dropping the turret. But they're still surviving for now. Tai even poking a bit against his opponent. But there's the level 10 now. 5 kills against 0. They have level 10. They can go for the fort at the top and take that now down too. So pretty sweet setup for them, as we see. Blade is still sitting at the bot lane here, playing it safe and slow. They already have with level 10 abilities, pretty much all of the abilities taken, with the exception of Hazu not grabbing the Reyna's Raiders just yet, which he normally does. But you can, of course, if you attempt to push heavily, also play with the zone control and go for Hyperion. Don't see it too often from him, but it's definitely a possibility. And now that they have the advantage to level 10, they are still trying to claim item control here, as we can see right now. Starting to jump in for the healing beacon. Chromie already has a level 13, which means that we're looking at timeout for her. And everybody else is starting to move in for the turret camps. And especially the red team is, of course, eager to steal this one away, not even allow the blue team to get another one. But here is, the abilities are ready, and that's now where the Wombos can hit, and they can hit hard. Sanctification to protect the ground, already a good move from Tai. As here comes Wrath on Blade's side. They're going for Hazorbs. He gets the Ancestral that keeps him alive a little bit longer. Nice setup right there. The kill against Johanna. She's down. And another setup against Reyna. This time the double kill though. Rega and Chromie both eliminated. The Quasar is also locked in by the wall of zombies. And that's 4 kills now for the blue team. Nicely done. Yeah, that's the comeback move right there. Ding, 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 ding. We're still in this, boys. So yeah, really nice fight for the blue team. And that just highlights, again, all of these tools that I pointed out during that disconnect that we had on Blade's side. They used all of that. They went in, used the Twilight Dream here, made sure that they had the setup with the stuns on Hanzo, on Johanna, the follow-up that we saw with Nazeebo, and that was just absolutely fantastic for them right there. So yeah, really cool setup, good kills, and they just closed the experience gap, so that was super important now. And with them closing the experience gap this quickly, they have a very good chance of fighting over the second objective now, despite the fact that they still do not have a fountain in the 4 top side. That is a disadvantage for them. But they still put themselves in a position where they can make that play. Arrow, by the way, going far and wide in search of North America. Flying the wrong direction, by the way. But over here, Lauber also has to fall back. A lot of bullets being used. There's the stun. There's the Hyperion trying to stay out of range. And Blade, oh, he tries to jump back out and he barely makes it out of the Hyperion range. Everybody's still alive. A lot of cooldowns used on the red team side, and they are just getting ready for the next one. That was an interesting one with the conveyor belt here. But yeah, objective is up now. Tai has 120 stacks. He is definitely going to reach the 117 time. Question is simply, can they make it to 20 without looking at a massive disadvantage? That's the bigger option, the bigger question right there. Now, he's already pushing that fountain, and now keep in mind what I talked about earlier when we've been mentioning they're preparing for the next objective. Him taking that fountain down is already ensuring that they're not going to fall too far behind when it comes to the third objective in the fight there. Blaze shouldn't really be able to get a kill here. There's a few more heroes that make the rotation, but yeah, Tai should be able to walk away from this. They have level 13 talents now too. It's getting a little bit close. Traps himself there for a second. Moves out. Arrow misses. And Tai goes down. Ice block was prevented. The arrow doesn't connect. Nick, unfortunately, for Nazeebo, not able to make that happen. And of course, that will result in the top being nearly claimed here. I mean, the lead is insane. 85 at this point. Blade came in to at least push him back for a moment, but he won't be able to hold it for long. Protector number 2 is going to be taken by the red team as well in our little in-house game here. So now that we have the next hit coming, there's of course also an objective, oh sorry, an item about to be claimed again. They're moving in, locking this one down. Over here in the middle, the Quasar is already doing his thing. Lauber needs to be careful too, going up against 3 here. As the Iron Skin cooldown still ready, but there's the stun, nicely timed, and that's a kill. Perfect play by Blaze here. The Quasar with a nice play. The problem is that Chromie in the back was also annihilated. Tai is starting to get some serious damage in on Nazeebo, and now all of a sudden it could be the end of Blaze. Yeah, the lockdown is there, but Nazeebo has also been dropped. Banana H on the dog is also on the run, but that protector didn't really do a whole lot. Didn't even take down the fort in the middle, so that didn't help them either. So that is getting... this is slowly and suddenly getting a seriously nasty game. Yeah, the arrow this time is through. Hazo's nearly down. Sanctification, turn around. Damn! Back and forth the entire time. The only 2 heroes that haven't died in this game are Blaze and Tyrael and... Imperius and Tyrael. And Imperius nearly bit the dust right there. So that got close. But it's all about the items again. And of course there's a lead for the red team. They nearly have level 16, which means that they are looking at the potential talent advantage in just a little bit. But time is working in favor of the blue team. getting Nazebo into the later stages of the game would mean a serious advantage for Lauber and the boys in the backline. And yep, that's definitely possible for them. Also Imperius, by the way, with a bit of a different setup than we usually see. We have the Impaling Light on level 1, Flash of Anger straight up on level 7, and then the Pathetic Mortals, one of the best talent names, by the way, in the entire game. So heavy Celestial Charge focus from Blade in this setup now. Top lane camp is going to push. 16 talents are in for the red team. Blue team, though, is going to pick it up in just a second. Paint him red. Big tool now for Hazorps on Jimmy that he can use as well. Tyrell is defending the top lane, and it's all about the bottom of the map now. And as we said previously, this fountain has already been taken down. As you can already tell, the same has happened on the blue team side, so both teams won't be able to top up mana and hit points before heading into the next battle. But Nazebo is getting closer and closer to the 175 that he needs for level 20. He still has another 4 level, and he's only 20 short. So that's pretty solid for him. Yes, Blade was actually probably trying to go even for an ult there. Could have maybe turned into a delivery boy again and tried to deliver them a kill opportunity. But that was a bit too late. So now there's our setup as everybody is gathering up in the middle of the map in an attempt to go for the next fight. Lauber taking a few hits. Damage output, by the way, to give you a bit of an idea. 41,000 for Jimmy. So the auto attacks on Hazu coming through strong. But Hanzo with the continuous poke is at 43,000 already. It's item time again. Turrets on the map. They already hold 2 turrets. They're about to grab the 3rd one. We still see a few items, of course, on the side of the red team, but if we're honest, they don't really have all that much yet. And with 3 turrets in the inventory, there's actually a chance that the red team is going to be forced into a battle against the blues in just a bit. But it seems like they're letting this one slide. Just moving up through the to the left side towards the top to take the minion wave and the camp down, or the catapult. But now that the objective is going to be unlocked in another 8 seconds, that's going to be the big fight in this game. Before level 20. After that, we're talking about possible Vile Infection. The only one that has a level 20 already is, of course, Chromie. The little fake dragon here with the Piercing Sands on 20. Yeah, Lauber already getting the wave clear in to take this wave down. And off we go. Masquerade at the bottom of the map is starting to secure themselves the progress. And what else are we going to get? Lauber, cocky as usual, perfect mount. Alright, look topside. Ty with 189 stacks. It's not only about getting the 175 to be able to get your level 20 value. At the same time, it's obviously crucial that you also stack more on your level 4. The problem is that they won't be able to close the gap in experience anytime soon. This entire level lead that we have for the red team. So they need to fall down and face the music here eventually. And Ty is now already on the move for that. But he has nearly 200 stacks, so his hit points and mana pool is pretty nasty. I mean, on the hit point side, he's at 5,400 hit points right now. If he uses his 16, as you can see, 6,500. In comparison, Johanna has 5,300. Imperius has 4,900. So Nazebo is pretty much a 3rd tank that they're running at this point. And Protector, they let it slide. Never really went for the fight. They really just want to go for the long game here. So which means that right now they are just eager to delay this for as long as possible. And that's exactly what they're going to try and do. Try and poke that down, not die, don't lose the keep. Malfurion has to be careful. It's all about hitting level 20 at some point and then fighting the safe game with Nazebo and his big power spike. The poke against the Protector is already quite successful. Yeah, Nazebo is sitting at more than 5,700 points. Blessed Shield misses because of the ice block here. And all of a sudden, the fight turns around with the Sanctification and the Jet Propulsion on place. And Lauber might actually die. Tries to get out, but goes down. And that's now an opportunity for the red team to take down the keep after all. Still a question of if they can make it happen, though. They're starting to move in. They're trying to actually close the gap in order to take the structure down. If they can get a follow-up kill, it would be great for them. They have the level 22, so that's also a huge power spike that they can now use to make this happen. Blaze immediately heading into the burn notice here. Storm Shield for Rhaegar. And still the continuous poke from Time Particular, but Malfurion is down. Chromie with a big boy hits, and then Tyrael with a final blow. And now that the keep is about to be eliminated, you can already tell that the red team is looking for victory here. They don't want to go up against the late game Nezebo. They definitely know that Tai would be a beast to deal with. And if they can kill Blade, and indeed they do, then they are going to have a fantastic shot at taking this core apart. Great move right now. And they are starting to go in. Entire level is still missing for Nezebo. Hanzo dies as well. Johanna is back to business, has the Blessed Shield, can buy a bit of time, but I don't really think it's going to be enough. Moves into the back. They're trying to get the kill against Chromie. The core is down to 30% though. This is going to be game as the red team is victorious in this in-house session. GG and well played by Hazo Ops and the rest of his boys here on Volskaya Foundry. Game on, ladies. Next in-house match. Okay. Let's see what we get today and who's playing together here. Antihero is once again with us. We have Max Passion actually joining the fun now too. So it's a pretty beastie combo actually on the blue team side. I mean, damn son. We have Hazu, we have Tai and Nick on the same team. That's kind of brutal. Dragonshire is the map, and yeah, that's going to be a highlight. One way or another. I guess in this setup, Antihero is going to play the offlaner. I honestly want to see him just on Rexa, but I think since it's Dragonshire, we're going to have Rexa banned out. The king of Dragonshire is usually getting banned for a reason here. Hero is just incredibly strong here. So Deathwing, Rexa, 2 potential bans in this one. Banana Age not playing right now, so the question is still, are they going to ban out Ana again or not? Zarya. Yeah, she's actually been quite a lot in those. So Zarya gets banned again. On the other side, we have, of course, now also a Masquerade, which can be pretty brutal in the frontline position, too. There are actually a couple of melee players here. That's nice. And let's see. I wouldn't really mind a bit more of a global focus again for Dragonshire. And I'm not going as wild as saying, hey, drop the Vikings again. We're not playing around the Spanish Inquisition anymore. This isn't the good old days where we had Shat or Vortex just playing Vikings all day long on Dragonshire and simply proxying opponents' minion waves. So I haven't seen that in a while, but I wouldn't mind seeing, for example, a Slug over here if we get an opportunity. Deathwing, as expected, is already banned out. I would say that it is going to be the red team that has to ban out Rexa, considering that the blue team has first pick. So that's the likely one right now. But let's see. There's the other ban after all. Okay. And off we go. Rexa or no Rexa? That's the question. Actually, they're hesitating quite a bit on this one. I really felt that this was a pretty much a locked-in one. I mean, you have Tai on the other hand playing for the blue team, and you also have Nick there. So it's 2 players that have quite a few distinct heroes that you normally don't want to go up against. We've seen those banned out multiple times now in the previous in-house games here. But yes, there's the Karraken ban, so they're actually getting rid of her instead of banning Rexa out, which allows the blue team now to lock Rexa in if they want to play through that at the top lane. Which is actually a pretty safe bet. I mean, seriously, like, I would be shocked if Rexa isn't taken. I'm a bit shocked that he's not insta-locked. And they actually go for Junkrat instead. So the red team has an opportunity to pick Rexa for themselves. The king of Dragonshire. In all of those Division S matches, he pretty much never really made it in. 1 or 2 exceptions to that rule. But he was one of the earliest bans. So it's a bit different when you play in an in-house setup. This is not really like a full team. We have oftentimes practice compositions, and you just know the like the playstyle of your teammates a lot more, and there's a lot of more synergy. But this is still quite the high-level play. And on a drafting perspective, we will still see similar focuses here. So Rexa gets taken. We have Tyrael also locked in pretty much. And at this point, I mean, there's 3 heroes that I'm excited, or 3 players that I'm excited about what they pick. I guess Nick is Tai is probably going to end up with the most normal pick. Anti-hero always ready for a meme. Who play main tank actually? Blaze for him and Stukov. Tai on Stukov. Tai has to play support right now. That's actually in and of itself already gold. If that's not a switch and he actually plays support, that would be funny as hell. Slap him around, baby. Alright, going for the Admiral here. No support player, no problem. Tai plays it all. It's easy. Okay, so Tai on Stukov, anti-hero on Blaze, and on the other side, now that we have the bans coming in, they're getting rid of Sergeant Hammer. No hammer time in this one. Okay, so what's the next ban against the red team? Honestly, thinking about this, I honestly don't even know what they're going to go for. Could ban a support again. I mean, they already could ban Rega, for example. Rega has the opportunity to go for the camps again. He could go for the Siege Giant camp, could make an easy drop also down to one of the Bruiser camps. So that might be a pick if they don't want to have the wave clear there. But support in general. Maiev, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm a bit curious to see if the red team actually picks Rega. If they're actually going for him. If that's the next lock that they have in. Because again, for camp control he's great. And on Dragonshire you have quite an abundance of camps that you can take. I mean, there's 5 camps in total. That's quite a bit. Siege Giant camps in particular, of course, important, but you can even send Rega to the Bruiser camp, and he gives you a chance to lock down the bottom camp a little bit quicker than normally. Anduin! Ah, Galagul. Yeah, he actually played Anduin a couple of times. He was one of the first ones to play Anduin when the hero was released, so that's kind of fun. That's the cool thing about in-house players just in general. You can go a little bit farther out of the box. They're not going full crazy with any of these drafts, but it's a couple of picks that you don't necessarily see every single time that you have an actual tournament game. Fromi is played together with it, so Masquerade is in here now too. And there's our Tracer pick, plus Enubarak. Okay, Enubarak, Blaze, Stukov, Heavy Engage. That actually works out. And Rutsu as the last pick. So, what am I going to get here? A bit more damage would be needed. I mean, Chromie alone is not going to seal the deal. Need a bit more for that. And then could pull off some nice saves. And it's Zeratul on the red team side instead of the blue team. That's a hero that you would have expected Tai to play. Alright, let's jump in. Dragonshire is the map. Let's go straight in for our in-house game here and see which of those two teams will succeed and take the victory here. Let's jump straight in. Game on! Dragonshire! Hazobs on Junkrat for the blue team. Anti-hero on Enubarak. Okay, switched Blaze over to Dequaza. Tai on Stukov. Slap him, baby. Slap him. Give him the shove. And Nick is playing Tracer. Okay, so blue team is already set in. Then we have the Zeratul pick for the red team, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. So that's kind of fun. We have Masquerade playing Chromie, Blade on Tyrael, Galagulnar on Anduin, and Max Passion is playing Rexa. And off we go. So let's jump straight in and actually see who takes the victory here. Already we have the Lurking Arm set up for Tai on his Stukov, so it's going to set that up. In addition to that, starting things off with a Greater Cleave again. Yeah, full cleave build is of course an option. We've seen that in the North American side a couple of times. If you look at Tai and Dainu, most of the time they will add the level 16 talent. But it will actually pass up on the other cleave talents and focus on a very different style there. Oh, that's a nice stun setup, but look at the turnaround! And Zeratul is dead. I mean, let's be honest, with the second kill now coming in, this is more or less what we kind of expected a little bit, or at least what I expected looking at the teams and how they actually played out. If you have Hazu, Nick and Tai on one team, that is a pretty aggressive setup and a very, very strong combo. It's only the early game though. And there's still the Rexa factor at the top. If you have Rexa, you can hold the Shrine control and the experience control on the lane very, very easily. So that's the big problem going up against Rexa on this map. So that gives on the macro level the team a huge lead. And then your 4-man has, of course, to be strong enough to deal with the rest down here as well. So there's definitely a lot of tools that the red team has that they can use to win, for example, by taking objectives or simply mercenary camps. So there's definitely a lot to play around. Very, very safe play from Max Passion at this point. There's no reason for him to risk anything, as Misha can play around that, can wait it out until the Shrine is active before he has to make any moves at all. So there's that. And now we already have, oh, this setup with the bomb against Rutsu. Nick is really starting to dive in. Yeah, I haven't seen him play Tracer for a while here in the more competitive setup, so that's probably a lot of fun for him. Has been jumping around with Kerrigan a lot, but it seems like Zeratul is eager for some vengeance. Gets the kill against the cavalry. Nicely done. Yeah, gets the cleave in, and that's the first kill for the red team in an attempt to push the opponent back a little bit. And there's the double control. And Blade is starting to make his way into the middle. Actually stops Anti-Hero. Anti-Hero is incredibly low, and Zeratul is nearly there. Uh-oh. There's the silence. Gets zoned out, and Junkrat gets it in time at the bottom of the map. But that was clutch. That could have been the first Dragonite right there. That could have been a big problem for them. Okay, but as it stands, here we go with level 4 talents for the two of them. So Rexa again going into the extra armor for Misha and himself with the level 4 stacks. In addition to that, we have Chromie now also. Oh, Tyrael! The attempt by Gulnagar to use the trade, but not quite. Yeah, this is actually one of the things that's always interesting. So Psionic Strength is now in, and at the same time we have a proper greeting. And here you can just see Blizzard being still super lazy on those talent icons, both with the same icon for very different talents. And it's kind of interesting because other heroes got reworks on their graphics and on those, but yep, not those two. Zeratul, by the way, also dead. Really nice setup here with Tai dropping the lurking arm and then Hazov's just getting the nades out. So that was nice. But Anti-Hero has to battle it out with Blade here, but 4 kills against 1, nearly level 7. This is looking really good for the blue team. At least early on. Again, early on it looks pretty solid. Now, Blaze at the top is trying to get the control of the second shrine. I can already tell you how that's gonna go. Not well, because eventually he will have to make the decision whether or not he wants to fight over the shrine or if he wants to hold the lane experience. And you can't really let lane experience go for long, or you're gonna create a big problem for your team. That's why Rexa is so superior on this map and on the top lane. Someone else has to rotate in to help out. Level 7 now for both teams. In this case, we actually have the aspect of the beast in as well. Blade still fighting around at the bottom of the map. Gets booped in. Blade in trouble. Gets saved for a second by Anduin. But the explosion is there. Another kill against Tyrael. Kill number 3. Dequaza still doing whatever he can topside, but as you can tell, he just won't be able to control both. So Rexa and Misha dominate topside, and the game is still open in the sense that the red team could maybe make a play here. Gulnagar goes down though, Anduin eliminated. Nick and Tai are both low, and I was just about to say, but it's unlikely that they get killed, but Masquerade just homes in on Tracer. And he gets those sandblasts connected like a boss. Gets the kill right here. 6 kills against 2. Half a level. That's what the red team is still behind in experience. But they just can't dominate at the bottom here. Stun against Chromie. Second one is in. But Rutsu with a play against Stukov. Nice. Tyrael gets the killer with the last hit. But yeah, I like this. Red team definitely starting to come back into it. And doing a whole lot of work here. Masquerade needs to be very careful. Walk straight into the mine. A little bit more damage down here. They of course try and take that shrine if they can. There's a chance to grab the Dragonite in the middle, which is pretty much that. Let's have a look here. Zeratul is already moving into the middle. Nick is waiting. Nick is just sitting tight and saying, I dare you try. See Nick, there's a bomb connecting. And guys, that's a Dragonite. That's a Dragonite right here. Tai can interrupt it for a little bit. Nah, it's too late. Dragonite is in, and level 10 abilities for the 2. And in this case, we have the Might of the Nerazim. We have also the Cocoon immediately getting dropped. In terms of talents, it's exactly what you would expect. No surprises here. Dragonite is already at the bottom of the map, trying to break through the wall. Despite the fact that they're behind in kills a little bit, they're doing well here. The bomb connects with Gulnagar, but he doesn't go down, and the fight isn't over yet. It seems like Nick might actually fall. He's incredibly low, but it seems he can get away. Anduin on the other hand, he doesn't make it, but they get the, they don't get the counter kill against Dequaza. Holy shit. Hazu gets kicked into the mid lane by the Dragonite, who's still busying himself at the bottom of the map to try and take the fort down. So far, good damage from Zeratul. He was, of course, missing in the mid lane fight, or that would have gone very differently. With so many heroes low, Zeratul jumping in with a good cleave would have been a very different story. Tai is sitting tight on Stukov, trying to go for the lurking arm once that the Dragonite pops away. Not there yet. And they're all going to be safe for now. But yeah, the fort at the bot lane has taken a severe amount of damage, and experience is identical now. Experience is dead even at this point. Oh, I didn't even see he went for Judgment. He actually went Judgment here. Alright. Tyrael with Judgment. Chromie with a follow-up. And Light Bomb. Light Bomb Judgment into Chromie damage. Talking about one shot. Okay, this is going to be hype. Blade with a Judgment play. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting setup. Stukov in particular is not going to like that at all. Top side, they actually start to go for the play. Light Bomb. Oh, the bunker denies all of it. And Tyrael is still at the bottom. Misha was trying to make the big bear plays. But yeah, not quite. Masquerade has to run out. I mean, they were trying to steal it away and couldn't. But it was a nice setup for sure. Now, the Siege Giants at the bottom of the map are actually doing some serious damage to that fort. That thing hasn't fallen yet, but it is about to. I mean, as soon as anybody rotates over there, this thing is just gone. Top side, Quasar still hates his life because he needs to go up against Raxa and Dragonshire. Now, at least for now, he can focus on the on the lane itself, so that's not a problem. But that's gonna change once the shrine is active again. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Blake getting a good combo set up. I mean, he went for Judgment once, but that didn't yield any results yet. Now we have level 13 talents on both sides. And Zeratul is starting to jump straight in again. Or at least he's waiting for the opportunity. Looks for Nick, obviously. Or Tai. I mean, low HP heroes in general would just be the dream for him. Bit of a rotation top side as Tracer is hoping to get a connect with Rexa, which doesn't really quite pan out. Bottom of the map, Masquerade is still pushing this out a bit. Needs to be careful. Timeout. Prevents one stun. Second one is dodged. Nicely done. Good juke. And Hazops gets attacked right away. Riptire. But Zeratul is going to be fine. Totally fine. And up to the top, Rexa is now going to claim the shrine again against Blaze. There's nothing Blaze can do there. Just absolutely nothing. Yeah, Judgment! And the follow-up. Yes, even with a cocoon on Zeratul, the follow-up is there. Tyrael comes in, and that cocky bastard judges everybody else. He's still totally fine. It's like, you've been judged and you have not been deemed worthy, baby. And another opportunity to get a Dragonite. Up at the top, Quasar is sitting there and saying like, boys, I don't know what you want me to do, but I can't actually take this thing. So in comes the attempt to take down Tai, but they did not anticipate the stun setup. Rutsu is still alive. Tai, on the other hand, is about to fall. Hazu with a quick pause, apparently already a little bit intimidated here by that battle. Seems like we have a bit of a disconnect. I don't really know what's going on there, but at this point, this is a strategic pause if I have ever seen one. That's a 3-2-3 moment right there as the blue team pauses the game. Strategic discussion, what's going on. We don't see Blaze and we don't see Stukov, but if there was a problem, then it must have happened really in the last second, because both heroes were definitely controlled just a moment earlier. But oh boy, that fight is going to determine a lot. I mean, look at the setup that we have. We have double shrine on the side of the red team, so if they win the fight, they also take the Dragonite. The bot lane alone is likely going to push the fort down without even being helped. And now this is the lineup in which we are still having I mean, we have one heroic. We have time lapse still available at the time loop. That's the only one. But Nick at this point, it's kind of doubtful that he can get too much against Max Passion. They were trying to go for Zeratul here, who they couldn't take out, so he jumped out already. Doesn't have any ults either. He's pretty much out of the fight. He won't be able to do a whole lot. The question is more so, how much can actually Misha do once that they jump out? Because Stukov is incredibly low. If Blade has a chance to jump on Stukov, that would be it. And down here, you still see Masquerade. So Chromie could still just control the entire area over here and just carpet the floor with this. This is a perfect avenue for another Sandblast once the debunker is gone. And if Stukov pops out on the wrong side, he's definitely dead. Then again, Anti-Hero is still sitting at the side with full mana. He has several stuns that he can drop where he can lock them down. But Galgulna is not going to be threatened. They don't need another heal right now. Everybody on the red team side is actually kind of safe with the exception of Zeratul. And Junkrat isn't here. Hazops is still all the way over to the left side of the map. He just respawned, so there's nothing that he can do to participate in the battle. So it's pretty much a 5 versus 4 that has been forced around it. And even if the blue team makes it out and just moves, let's say they escape through the top, we would have an immediate rotation over here and taking the Dragon Knight, lock that in, and then they can move through the middle, where we already have the wall pretty much opened up. So that's a great opportunity for the red team to get mad value right now. The only thing that would prevent that is if Nick, for example, is absolutely playing it out of his mind right now and somehow goes in, gets a kill, and sets something up. Maybe with the help of anti-hero and an additional stun. I don't really think that he can get onto Zeratul. But if Zeratul doesn't have any cooldown available to jump in and out, then he won't be participating in the fight anyways. And so far, a lot of the damage that has been done, and a lot of the kills that have been prepared, have actually hinged on him and his participation. Had a bit of a problem in the early game when he was immediately taken out in the mid lane, but outside of that, he now prepared several kills, especially, of course, against Stukov. Yeah, and Stukov in particular, still sitting tight. By the way, I love that we have the two of them that are sitting in the bunker. They both have the Dragon Knight set up here up at the top. So that's kind of funny in and of itself. A double Dragon Knight on the map would be funny and interesting, but I don't really think that that's something that the game is really going to give us here. So Chromie with the 23,000 damage, and again, she has a great avenue here, but it's also kind of impressive that Tyrael is actually sitting at 21,000. Now, keep in mind, he went Judgment, so he didn't go Sanctification, so that contributes to the damage output, but still, has also been taken down 3 times. And on the other side, 25,000 for Blaze. More than Tracer at this point. So, yeah, pretty solid damage output from him too. But yeah, let's hope that whatever the problem is for the pause here, we're going to have them restarting this in just a second. Alright, back to business, and well, here we go. The kill attempt against Rexa, the stun, Nick wants in, max passion. He actually goes down, they want the counter kill, but they can't get it. And Blaze is zoning out Chromie. Might actually get the kill against Masquerade. Juke City! Yeah, the beast there, but he didn't get the kill over here. And now Rutsu is actually coming back. Nick is incredibly low. Stukov goes down already. And the light bomb attempt against anti-hero. Kills all over the place. Apparently the problem for the delay was Judgment over the wall. And they go for the beetle, but there's no bug fixing today. The problem for the delay was apparently mouse problems for Hazu. He's back though, and they are getting the double kill against Anduin and against Zeratul. But Chromie gets the Dragon Knight. The little gnome, very solid now, getting at least the wall in the middle. 10 kills against 5, and what a setup again. Holy shit, there's a big punt against Tracer already. But with 2 heroes down, the Dragon Knight won't be able to do too much just now. So that's going to be a bit hype here. Yeah, there's a bit of an ass kicking that Tracer gets again. Yeah, with that booty, there's absolutely no surprise that Chromie goes for her first the entire time. Yeah, Masquerade, on the other hand, is a little bit far out. So he overstayed his welcome for sure. That's Chromie down, and that's now 11 kills against 5. Early level 16 talent for the blue team. But they're not that far ahead in experience, and they're behind in structures. They haven't lost the fort yet, but they have taken severe damage on 2. And now with level 16, we actually have the setup for Zeratul, where he could do a whole lot of work. Also, Epicenter. Honestly, with my epic enter joke the entire time, I'm starting to really just mislabel the talent all the time. Yeah, Epicenter is in. So with that, we now have a setup where the stuns are going to be much more reliable also for Nuburak, and he can get multiples in very easily. Blade gets attacked again, but jumps already out. Rutsu is actually poking quite nicely against Nick. Nick needs to be careful, he's at half HP. Especially if there's going to be a Judgment. Oh, but for that, Blade needs to be alive, and he makes it out. And there's the save, nicely done so far, but the big invade. With the double camp that they have, the blue team is just running over the bot lane. Running completely over it and just going through the fort like hot butter through cheese. Down goes Chromie. They are obliterating this lane. And all of a sudden they're threatening even the keep here. I mean, Zeratul is sitting at the side and just cleaving away, but he gets locked down and barely makes it out. Holy hell. Yeah, that was clutch. I really thought he would die there. But they survive for now. The bear gets taken down. The bomb is used. For good reason. Blade is still in. Could still go for Judgment. Needs to be careful that doesn't die. Yeah, he's gonna fall. Tries to get the explosion value. Gets at least the wave eliminated here. That's the only thing that he could really do. But it seems like the keep is going to fall. Damn! I mean, seriously, blue team is murdering at this point. That went very quickly south for the red team. They had a solid setup. They were behind in kills, granted, but in terms of map control and the way that they played the objective, the red team had a bit of an advantage. They were already able to lock in 2 Dragonites. Now Chromie gets... Oh my god, Hazu! Chromie gets booped in, and that synergy between Junkrat and Stukov time after time is just insane. So they isolate Chromie, they get the kill against her. Now the tense setup against Max Passion, feigning his death, and the bomb gets connected, and he goes down. Good Cocoon there too, shutting Anduin down as he attempts to save Rexa. So, yep, there we go. 15 kills all of a sudden against 5. And they're going for an easy Dragonite right now. They can't even decide who goes into the DK. They're just sitting tight there. It's like, do you want it? Nah, not really. What about you? Yeah, I could actually go with a Battle Axe right now. Always wanted to be a dragon, you know. It was a dream of mine when I was a kid. I always wanted to be a dragon. I mean, right now, maybe you sure you don't want it? Yeah, I'm totally fine. Yeah, okay, thank you, Dunk. So with that, they're moving with the Dragonite straight into the middle. Oh, Riptire! Oh, and there's the kill. Ah, wow. Again, that changed quickly. That balance was nasty. 16 against 5. They are crushing. Once the 16 talents came in, it was a completely different ball game. I don't really know what the... I mean, apparently the reason for the pause that we had was that Hazops had some problems with the mouse. I don't know if he played the entire early game with keyboard only, or if just also went for a little bit... I don't know, energy drink doping or something. But whatever it was, after the break, they definitely started to crush through the opponent. Tracer goes down, anti-hero actually survives, and so does Hazops. But still, that one kill is not gonna save them the game. Or is it? I mean, it puts a little bit of a stop to the momentum of the blue team and allows them to take a bit of map control and maybe a few camps. But they are still more than a level behind, 10 kills behind too. They really need a bit of a miracle to come back into that game now. They need Zeratul to just absolutely pop off. Or Masquerade make some big boy plays with the targeted damage. It's actually interesting that he actually sticks around here. I don't really know what he's hoping. He steals it! He actually takes it! And he bunkers the temporal loop! Dequaza, you little fucker! Absolutely fantastic. And he turns around, gets the stun set up. I mean, he finally dies. 2 of them fall, but boy, that was sassy. Goes in, cheeky as hell. Counter kill against Anduin. The mass pings on Hazu already. I cannot believe that he took the camp away from them. Oh my god. Troll level is over 9,000 for sure. 18 against 9 kills. Just a little bit for level 20 on the red team side. Shrines are activating again, and I guess with 20 versus 20, red team still has a chance there. But anyways, this is going to be interesting. The Angel of Justice. Yeah, Tyrael. Let's see what he can actually do with that. So now Max Passion is of course going to try and control the top lane again, as he did throughout the entire game. But, well, let's see. Over here, you have at the bottom of the map Blade and Masquerade dancing around. Okay, Catapult is already taken down. Top lane control now. An attempt to go for Max Passion. So far that hasn't really yielded any dividends. He's playing it safe. Not exposing himself to anything. Bottom fort is going to fall on the blue team's side if they let that camp stay on lane and nobody deals with it. And it doesn't... actually Blaze is starting to move in. But the focus into the mid lane right now. So Blaze can't go down to the bottom of the map. He can't. Needs to prevent the red team from claiming the Dragonite in the middle. 17 minutes in, so that thing starts to hurt a little bit more. Oh, Blade! Yeah, bomb connects. Good save by Anduin. Angel of Justice is still in. There's the Cocoon set up. Trying to break that down. Oh, the Angel of Justice is there. And there comes the kill command, but the immediate Stukov setup that traps Tyrael and takes him down. Great play by Ty again. Main support soon TM. But that's potentially a double kill. They go for Nubarak and anti-hero. Does he get away? Misha is trying to chase him down, but it seems like anti-hero might make it. Yeah, Hazu with a save. Well played. Still, that's a Dragonite. Chromie finally is realizing her dream of becoming a real dragon. There it is. So for the second time now, we have Chromie as a dragon, and she's like, I'm a real dragon! It's like, yeah, sure you are. But here we go. Chromie is happy. Yay! Shut up. Okay, so 20 versus 20. Storm talents on both sides. 2 forts annihilated on the blue team side, but the keeps are still all in, which is of course the main thing right now. 19 kills against 10. This is an insane game. I mean, seriously, this is kind of funny. At this point, it just feels pretty awesome that the red team is still in it to begin with, and they still have a chance to actually win it. So they have an opportunity with the Dragonite, but it's already down to 30% HP. And that shows you exactly where Chromie isn't a real dragon. I mean, she's totally lost. She doesn't know what to do there. Nick, on the other hand, oh, kill command! Not enough damage. The heal is there. The Angel of Justice. Blade! Blade! Value! 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 Yeah, he gets some damage in. Gets a little bit of cooldown reduction going for himself too. And that's the kill against Stukov. Alright. Tyrael with a tactical suicide right there. Committing Sudoku for the team. Now they're getting the kill against Blade. Against Blaze. Guys, all of a sudden, the red team has a chance. They have a catapult escorting it into the keep. They have an opportunity to force this back. Catapult is actually about to be eliminated by Azu, but still, keep takes a little bit of damage and the siege is on. It's impressive, to say the least, that given how this game has been going in the middle, it's still open. Wide open, actually, at this point. Look at the damage output. 88,000 for Tracer, super respectable, and then you have 75k for Chromie, and they are still trying to take that keep down. They have another 20 to 30 seconds until we have the final 5-man back up on the map for the blue team. But boy, 7 deaths on Tyrael. Definitely getting the trade value here, but Inubarak gets kind of crushed at this point. Oh, Hazup! Light bomb and the kill! Damn! 14 kills to 20. Look at this. These guys are just crushing it right now. How? Are they really gonna go for core here? I don't know if they can go that deep at this point, but it seems like they're gonna try and make the play at least. Tyrael is back. Where's the Angel? There's the Angel. The Angel is in. Misha's done, and Ty moves away. Zeratul is down. Not enough coordination to get another kill. Rayquaza gets attacked now too. Ty, the big boy shove against Misha. She's the biggest threat here, so of course you're gonna target her. Who else? Zeratul down, and now they have to move away from this. 9 seconds. Oh, Nick! Tracer. Yeah, but Rayquaza, he's eating a lot of damage too. The core, on the other hand, is not eating any damage whatsoever. The shield gets scratched a bit by the catapult, but that's it. Angel of Justice is back and is straight in, and the light bomb, the kill against Tracer. They go for a counter kill attempt against Tyrael, and they might actually get it, but Anduin is coming in for the big boy save. Nice cocoon on the ground, but what a setup now. Blade about to fall. Oh, Haswops! And yes, that's gonna be a bit of trade value. It's a bit of cooldown reduction at least, thanks to the newly changed talent, but that's all there is to it. Where's the damage output on Tyrael, actually? That's kill number 8 against him? Yeah. 50,000 damage, though. Same as Zeratul. Chromie is nearly on 100,000. Happy to inform you that Tracer already crossed over that threshold. Keep in the middle now got eliminated by the wave that pushed in, so that's bad news for the red team. But they are still hoping to grab maybe another Dragonite. And let's just be honest, next Dragonite ends the game. 22 minutes in. I mean, there is always a slight chance that you get the Dragonite, you lose a couple of heroes on your team, and you're not able to make it after all. But chances of the next Dragonite not ending the game are pretty slim. So it will come down to the next team fight and who can get the kill there. And Tyrael is going to be back in just a second. And that cooldown reduction of 40 seconds is actually pretty nasty. Like, he's going to have that ready whenever he comes back. Problem is that Tracer's going to be a little bit quicker. Oh, Zeratul! Ho, 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 ho. Bunkers out. The kill command does a bit of damage, but not enough. Tyrael is nearly there. It's time to be judged, baby. The Angel is ready. Justice! Let's see who's going to get judged this time. Seems like it could be Nick. Yeah, Blade is already waiting. Jumps into the back line. Needs to be careful that the silence is not connected with him. Okay. Blade jumps out. Temporal loop, everybody low, and judgment time. Yeah, judge the full HP hero. Low cooldown though. I mean, 25-second cooldown, that's not really a problem. And Hazu was at least locked down for just a second. At this point, I think that Tyrael was salty because Hazu was able to kill him this many times. And they sneak in the Dragon Knight. Yep, there we have it. So that's an opportunity to end the game after all. Keep in mind, they're still 8 kills behind, but they have the Dragon Knight that could end the game. So off we go, moving straight through the bottom of the map in an attempt to finish what they started early on. They lost 2 keeps, but they have the objective. It starts to get poked down though. Tyrael still has it ready. Alright, Cocoon is in. There's the judgment right there, and the kill against Tracer. Tracer is down 5 versus 4 now. Oh my god. Blaze in trouble. Anti-hero also. They all get an ass kicking and Stukov is eliminated. There's the breathtaking Blaze down. Pretty stinky dragon breath right there. You need a face mask for that. Fuck coronavirus. That thing is nasty. That is foul. And with 3 heroes down, that is game, ladies. Nicely done. They get the kill against Junkrat too. Blade could get a little bit more trade value, but it doesn't even need it. Well played. Insane finish here. Congratulations to the red team. That was a pretty solid performance here. Fantastic game. Alright guys, more in-house games. Yeah, it's actually kind of getting fun because we have a lot more players that are waiting in those lobbies trying to play as well. So as I said before, with those in-house games we have of course mixed teams. There's no team names therefore, there's no kind of scoreboard. These are not best of 3s, best of 5s or anything. This is like top level players or high level players meeting up and playing a bit together. I'm playing through that ranking too. A lot of ex-HGC players, some people that also don't even play Storm League. I mean, why would they, if that's available here? So Alderac Pass is the current map, and I'm going to link this as usual in the YouTube description as well. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can actually use !inhouse, and the bot is going to give you the thing, so you can check that out. But yeah, Alderac Pass is our map, and Zeratul gets actually banned. Yeah, for a second I was actually wondering if Dino is on the side of the blue team, but that's not the case here. Dino is actually sitting out for this game, but we have still Tai over on the blue team side, so no Zeratul for him. Rutsu is in as well, so some of the Polish players have now also joined the fun here. Antihero again playing another game, this time on the red team. Nurok even earlier jumping in saying like, boys, can I maybe play a few too? Not playing in this one, but I think we're going to have some future ones where he's going to play a role too. And there's the ban against Ana. It's actually always weird when you see Banana Age's team ban Ana. That's always kind of weird. Yes, other people are good at Ana too, but of course it's the banana strategy here. I mean, he has literally ban Ana in his name, so it's a hint for the opponent. He's trying to make them a little bit easier for them, so that they know what they need to ban out as quickly as they possibly can. There's the Abathar ban too. It's kind of sad actually. I would have loved to see the Slug again. Now that they already banned Zeratul, I thought, okay, maybe that's enough and we have a little bit of slug action. But as it turns out, that's not the case here. So yeah, no slug alert in this one. But again, picks are going to be interesting, especially on the side of Antihero. He loves to play sometimes some weird offlaners. The funny thing is that some of those weird offlaners are by now meta. So there is that. And they actually have a lot of people that can play offlane on that team. Blade, for example, as well. Deathwing banned again. I actually kind of forgot about him here. And the immediate Junkrat lockdown from Rutsu. Okay. So, there we go. What else are we going to get? I'm especially interested what Tai is going to pick here. I mean, it's going to be revealing a bit what they want to... There is actually a Tracer setup possible. You have Nick and you have Tai. So... That's actually a really interesting combo. Tai and Nick on the same team. I mean, that needed to be some kind of auto-attacker for sure, so Vala it is. And we see Tyrael together with that. So Sanctification plays, gets the extra shield out, not too bad. Honestly, I kind of want to have Tracer as well. I don't think we're going to get that. That would be a bit of an awkward one, but it would be kind of funny too. So we'd have both elements to it. Alderac Pass, of course, a bit of a big map, and it's always a bit of a weird one, or it can be at least. Because first of all, the first objective is not really being fought over until you're level 7, sometimes even a bit later. Now Furin gets picked away and we have Hanzo. It's actually kind of nice for the boss now too. With 2 bosses spawning on the map after the 5-minute mark, you have Hanzo in a position where he can sneak it in, and Vala, if Tai decides to go into an arrow build, could do that too. So arrow build is actually quite popular on this map. Not the exclusive build, obviously. I mean, multi-shot build is still, generally speaking, the most played build and the most popular one for good reason. But an arrow build here can help you to sneak the boss in quickly, and of course the bruiser camps are highly prioritized on this map as well, which is why on this level you see teams very regularly like move straight into the bruiser camps once they are about to spawn again to lock them in. And if you have Monster Hunter and Vala, that helps you a lot with that. So if that's part of the reason why you pick her, then she's in a great spot there. And the arrow still dishes out a ton of damage in those team fights as well, since you're far away from the minion waves. There's obviously still these guards at the prisoner camps that will soak up the occasional shot, but generally speaking, you are going to have a good damage output there. Zarya gets banned, so they don't want to give Vala extra shields with this. I'm still curious what Nick plays. I mean, there is a chance that he plays Kerrigan, of course. Every single time you see Nick, you're immediately thinking about like his Kerrigan setups. If you have Tyrell with the Sanctification, that kind of empowers her too. She hasn't been out. This is normally he plays the hero more so in Infernal Shrines on Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's not necessarily something that you see a lot on Alderac Pass, but it doesn't mean that it's unheard of. And he is, again, the one that picks his hero last, so that already gives you a bit of an idea. There's Leo, played by Khaldor Gulnar, and we have Banana H and Stukov, which gives us now a silence as well. And that makes it actually really interesting now, because Nick has so many opportunities to set up an aggressive combo for the team now, if he goes into one of those aggressive plays. I kind of like that. And if you're on the red team, you're just like, ah, God, can we just ban another 2 heroes against Nick? Illidan, anti-hero, full meme, oh my God. He actually goes for his Illidan play. Okay, that in and of itself is pretty epic. Last time I've seen Illidan here, it was not a successful pick, but maybe today is different. Yeah, Blade is playing Muradin now in the main tank position. And Nick has to rethink his choice now. He's just like, and there it is. Kerrigan gets locked in. Guys, get ready. Kerrigan against Illidan. The next in-house game here, this time on Alderac Pass, so let's jump in without further ado. Game on, everybody! Well, here we go. So, our game is ready as we have the blue team starting things up with Tai on Vala, Khaldor Gulnar on Leo, Banana H on Stukov, Nick on Kerrigan, and Masquerade on Tyrael. It's gonna be a fun one with X-Ray for the red team on Malfurion, Antihero on Illidan. We have Tequaz on Hanzo, Rutsu on Junkrat, and Blade on Muradin. Alrighty, this is gonna be entertaining to say the least. Having Illidan in the game in and of itself is already kind of crazy. And yeah, anti-hero, of course, in good old fashion on the pleb horse. No other mount will do for him. I talked a bit about the arrow build in the draft, and that's exactly the way that Tai is playing this out. So he's going to try and get not only mercenary camp value, but also put pressure on the bosses. So that's going to be pretty solid for him. Outside of that, the unending hatred on anti-hero's Illidan. Apparently he played a little bit of Storm League again. That will result in unending hatred, I can confirm that. Could also be a kill, and yes it is. So far, Kerrigan 1, Illidan 0. Goes in, gets the kill. For a second it looked like Illidan might actually survive all of that, and well, Kerrigan turned around and the Queen of Blades gave him the blades. Okay, so with that, 1 kill against 0, blue team a bit ahead. B-steps are already happening top side. So far, not a lot of confidence on those B-steps, but they are there. Yeah, and Tai is taking the opportunity to nearly kill X-Ray. He's just like, wait a second. You two are trying to just double team me over here? Yeah, that ain't happening. So nearly gets the solo kill, and then you see Khaldor Gulnar moving in. So if the red team wouldn't have moved away there could have been a kill for sure. Camps, as I announced earlier, are immediately getting focused. Top side, Nick! Yeah, looks like Illidan is helping out after all. Oh, Kerrigan is down. And the camp is now taken on the red team too. I was actually just about to say that the red team is a bit slow on their move towards the bruiser camp, and that it would really hurt them to not take the camp, but they're just a bit delayed to make the move after all. But there's the 1-1. Alright. 2 stacks for the unending hatred now. Bit of a drain, anti-hero immediately jumping out on this. I mean, he's one of the OG Illidans, so this is going to be fun to watch for sure. And it kind of has to be. I mean, we need the hunt, right? I mean, I'm not wrong here. We need the hunt. Oh, Nick! Oh, 8 hit points! Dequaza! Rocket scientist confirmed. Not even close, baby. Totally calculated. Not even for a second did he hesitate. He's just like, well, let me calculate this through. 8 hit points, more than 0. Yeah, that's okay. Damn, that was a clutch escape. And now they're trying to go for Ty, Storm Bolt, but not enough damage. Blade moving out, dodging out all of this, by the way. Oh, Ty! Oh, okay, he is dead. 2 kills against 1. Illidan not really part of that kill, but still, taking that slight lead. There we go, the disrespect is in. Choo-choo. Sledgehammer, by the way, has also been taken. So Sledgehammer is, of course, now going to help quite a bit, because it helps you with the baseline quest. But also it's going to help a lot with later damage against structures that he could definitely throw out there. Yeah, talking about damage. Bit of a stoning zone bolt here. Yeah, in goes the... Malfurion already getting pinged. Why didn't you drop the root, dude? You needed the root. That angle was mine. You had the other escape path, but Malfurion not dropping it didn't really help him there. 6 stacks on the unending hatred. But now bot lane. Rutsu is pushing this one out. Has of course the wave clear thanks to Junkrat. It's not going to be a problem for him at all. Top lane pressure, anti-hero against Gulnar is still ongoing. Slight advantage for a few seconds for the blue team because they have the extra talent. But there's not really any fights happening on the map anyway. So it's just about the push at the right side where they're trying to get this locked in. Down here. Blade still sitting tight, doing his thing. Jumping onto Ty. Damn, he's aggressive. Holy shit. Stormbolt connects too, and Illidan is now in as well. There's the silence immediately. Blade is attempting to get out, so is anti-hero, I might add. Kerrigan! Oh, and another kill. Yeah, look at that. Little Nicky over here. Second kill against Illidan already. Showing the blind one who's the real melee assassin here. Nicely done. So we're trading between the two heroes. We have now a 2-1 lead for Kerrigan. That's blow for blow. I like it. 13 stacks on the baseline for Muradin. He survived all of that. Has 9 stacks on level 1. Stormbolt value is going to be there later. Arrow build, by the way, completed for Ty. Well, with the exception that he hasn't stacked his level 4, obviously. But still, the level 7 talent is now in. Has the repeating arrow, so there's that. Push to the middle. 8 versus 8. Yeah, everybody ignoring the objective, by the way. So they still wait for level 7. That's normal. Sometimes you see them push it to level 10 even. Early objective is usually not really focused there. And yeah, in this case, this is a perfect example. But instead, it's just like the continuous fight over the camp. You're soon going to see more heroes move up to the top, since this is another 14 seconds too. The problem is that with the camp spawning on the left side, right now it's also really, really deep for the red team to make a play. They are very far away from the camp too. But Illidan could still take it. Another stack acquired. That's now 11 and 17. Baseline on level 1. They wait for the level 10 abilities. That's the next play here. Wait for the level 10, play around that. Muradin, spray game is still on point, hasn't changed. There's the level 10 for the blue team. And Tomb, Ultralisk, Strafe. No surprises here whatsoever. Only thing, of course, is what are we going to see from Stukov? The massive shove. No slap in this game. Might slap people around a little bit, but not with a massive slap here. And with level 10 nearly in, I still want to see the hunt. I mean, we now need to go full on Superman action here. Jump into the Entomb. Gulnar, big boy play right there. Big boy play by him. Gets pushed into the wall, but still can Wraith walk it out. No problem for him. There's the arrow already, and there's the hunt. Hunt into Hanzo arrow. Just wait for it. They're invading deep now, of course. They take the objective, they take the fort at the bottom of the map. Masquerade gets attacked now too. And yeah, we're off to the races here. Top side, Illidan is still fighting it out, has 14 stacks by now on his level 1. Which is, of course, is going to allow him a little bit more here. Well, there we have it. Yep, needs to be a little bit more cautious with that. Off we go. Everybody starts to move in. 15 stacks for him. The damage increase is going to be pretty nasty in the late game if they ever get to that point. But for the time being, he needs to defend solo over the top. Over here. Okay, they're starting to go straight in. Blades and Equaza, the ones defending at the bottom of the map. That's where the Stormbolt and the Sledgehammer also come in handy, of course. But the mid lane fort is going to be lost. Can't really do anything about that. Nick doesn't eat that Stormbolt. Still a stun available, of course. There's a combo coming in. Nick just teasing. Yeah, but the forts are pretty much gone. Nice attempt against Junkrat. Unsuccessful, but still. Big threat here. Now we're having the Raiders taken down. Did I say Web Weavers earlier? I don't even know. There's the arrow, there's the hunt! And the Sanctification destroys the play. Was a nice combo, but the Sanct was absolutely on point. Great play by Tyrael here. Let's not forget about Stukov either. We did a great job there too, with the immediate silence on the ground, getting the lurking arm through. Muradin is not able... Well, it's actually Malfurion that with the Twilight Dream could of course destroy all of those attempts at saving the play. But he didn't get the ult through. Now we have the immediate rotation towards the top. It's only 7 stacks for Tai Svala on level 4. But it's still more than enough damage with Monster Hunter to drop that boss very, very quickly. And there's no counter boss taken by the red team. So they are starting to fall behind in kills, in levels, and in structures. They're starting to have a big problem here. Anti-Hero is trying to jump out, gets away for a second. Carrigan moves in. Bam! 3-1 for Carrigan against Illidan. Gets another kill against Malfurion, but the melee assassin battle is currently heavily skewed in her favor. Muradin completes his baseline quest. Jumps out of all of it, but that boss is going to take the top 4 down without any problem whatsoever. Okay, so with this, Nick is starting to go in. Yeah, another Stormbolt attempt here, but Blade can't get anything done. Chrysalis, alright, there's the strafe in the meantime. Arrow hits Carrigan, but there's just no follow-up. Oh, the attempt! The kill against Tai. Nicely done. That hunt was actually highly successful, despite the fact that we, of course, had Carrigan then coming in with the stun too. They still get the kill against Vala, which is kind of neat. Big wave, by the way, at the bottom of the map. Leo definitely wants to get that. That's a ton of experience if he can get it. And he's starting to make the rotation. He might lose out one of those XP globes. Not even that. He gets all of them. So yeah, that's a huge chunk of experience for them. They're nearly 2 levels ahead now. 6 kills against 3. The kill against Vala was of course nice and gave the red team a little bit of wiggle room. But let's be honest, they needed to use it to defend against the boss in the first place. 42 stacks, or 42 damage now for Illidan, so he has that. 30,000 damage for Hanzo. Nearly. 14,000 for Vala. I mean, but again, you can see the discrepancy in damage output, but the kill count is just totally different. So random damage doesn't really always do it for you. It's all about the targeted and precision damage that you really need at the end of the day. Yeah, 43 now. The damage output still on Illidan's side here. They can stack this, of course, even a little bit more. In the late game, that can be a threat. Yeah, but just look at this. As Tyrael is actually preventing the worst here and keeps the team busy at the top. Down at the bottom, we have Tai just doing his thing. Banana Age is nearly dying to it, but Tai... Again, with his level 1, he can easily take these bosses. One of the reasons why you go into an arrow build if you're playing Vala on this map. 16 talents are now ready for them, so either Seething Hatred or Manticore, depending on what he's really worried about. Yeah, Frost Shot even! Whoa, okay, apparently really worried about Illidan starting to chase him down, so he wants to have a bit more control. Illidan is jumping in again. Chrysalis dodged out on most of it. There's the Malfurion ult. Can they get the kill? Oh my god, what a silence again! And the Sanctification. Just the coordination too good. Malfurion and Muradin is down. MMM is gone. And yeah, with the boss now pushing the bot lane, it just doesn't seem like the blue team is going to give the opponent any openings here. I mean, it's a good setup, honestly. You go from Stormbolt or Hanzo Arrow into an Illidan Hunt and you can get a lot done. Then Carrigan dodges out on most of it with a Chrysalis, and you always have that Tyrael Sanctification and Stukov's Lurking Arm to just destroy these combos. At the end of the day, if they want to get the kills, they have to jump in with multiple heroes, and whenever that happens, those AoE defense opportunities are just opening up for the blue team, and they're using them without any mercy whatsoever. Of course, it didn't really help that the red team was 3 levels behind and also a talent behind. They had to kind of YOLO it a little bit and saw an opportunity, but that didn't really help too much. Illidan is currently trying to still defend here at the bottom. He has by now 48 extra damage on the attacks. But that keep is in trouble. The objective has been taken, and that's another kill. Perfect coordination here. And Nick is just a fucking monster on Kerrigan. I mean, seriously. He is just a beast. That guy, he doesn't give you anything. Comes in and he takes it all. Takes your lunch money, takes your car, takes your house, takes your sister. Nothing is safe. Now there's the moves through the middle of the map. Nick, of course, already lurking in the shadows with Kerrigan in an attempt to take another stun combo off against someone here. So far we haven't really seen anything, but that keep is definitely going to fall, and that might not be the only one. Leo is already at the bottom of the map working on number 2, which means 2 of the armor shields could be gone within a second, and they're even moving topside to get another one. Junkrat is dead. They're following up with another attempt. X-Ray on Malfurion gets the Twilight Dream through, but that might not be enough. 1 armor shield and the boss is falling quickly. What an entomb. No 20, but it's not even needed. There's the kill against Illidan. And the most exciting thing is probably this arrow going to the completely opposite side of the map as the core is slowly falling. Mirrodin is getting chased too. Kerrigan wants another kill. Might not even get it, but as all of this happens, the core is falling. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is game. Nice victory here for the blue team with a very, very strong and aggressive composition. And a controlled victory from start to finish. GG, and well played.
Hey everybody, thank you very much for watching the video today. I hope that you guys had some fun with the coverage here. If you want to support me and my work, you can do so now for absolutely free, thanks to your continued partnership with Raid throughout the entire month of March. And I would really appreciate if you could just take a couple of minutes, jump down in the YouTube description, check the link out, download the game, and play through the 20-second tutorial that ends with the dragon fight. And if you do that, you support me directly, it would help me a lot, and I would really appreciate if you could take a few minutes to do that and support the channel here. Either way, I hope that you guys had a good day today, and see you guys soon on the channel here with more esports coverage on Khaldor TV. Bye-bye.